Welcome back. This is the news video. The last video that I did, the Bioshock video. By the way, I did do another video. I did one with John. By the way, speaking of John, we've now got John Kia, aka the guy who does electric stuff. Sorry, I don't know his name. It's something in Chinese, but still. Yeah. So basically, now he's joined Mega Geniuses, and he's helping. And basically, he make videos on the channel now. Now, let's get to the video at hand. Plus, the other video that I did was casting choices. That is genuine casting choices. That's who I would choose. If you don't know what the context is, I'll try and do a video on something like that, or just look at the video that I did in the history. So anyway, the next video. So this is the newest video I'm doing, and it's a video that I've wanted to do for quite a while, and that is on the gorillaz. So let's get into it. Our story doesn't start with the gorillaz itself, but actually starts with a man named Jamie Hewlett. Jamie Hewlett was born in England and basically is well known for his comic book series known as Tank Girl. Tank Girl was very popular and basically was Jamie's really big hit for the gorillaz. It was really popular that it even got a fucking movie made about it. That's kind of fantastic. The film starring Laura Petty. But Jamie decided to disown himself from the movie because it's studio interference. But I have heard that there's going to be a new movie starring Margot Robbie, and that's going to be very interesting. So let's get into the next member of the gorillaz, Damon Albarn, the main man. He was first part of the band Blur that started off in England. Their songs were really popular and did actually get a lot of tracks, but the thing was that they weren't really popular in America and was just regulated to Britain. Damon didn't like this and basically wanted to branch out into that, so he left Blur and basically created the gorillaz with the help of Hewlett. And now that's where we get into this. Therefore, the gorillaz was made with Damon and Hewlett working together. The first song that they made was actually Ghost Train, but the first song to actually get a music video was Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood is actually a main factor in some of their music videos as they're basically fans of his films. The song was released and was actually a big hit, actually gaining respect from the Americans this time. So finally, Hewlett did get what he wanted. With a lot of these songs coming out, they basically released an entire album, as being Gorillaz, or I don't even know what else it's called. They also released another album called G-Sides, which featured Ghost Train in it. Also, before I go any further... So yeah, also, by the way, I'm not going to cover the story behind the gorillaz, all of the elements of what happens in the songs and what the whole theme about that. I'm actually going to recommend you watch Fanflix's video on that, which I'm going to link under the description. But the characters also being mentioned and what their names are in the end of the Clint Eastwood, we had characters known as 2D, Murdoch, Russell, and Noodle as the band members. There's also this ghost that's attached to Russell. So yeah, here he is in footage right now. But basically, there was also a notice that I'm not really going to mention that other people have mentioned. That there's a lot more horror elements because if you just look at one of the album's covers, you'll understand that they are a fan of horror films. As the footage I'm just playing right now is similar to The Shining. It's probably a thing that they liked. But as the songs actually did win Emmys and was actually really popular, being used in other things, this made them kind of a hit band. The first album did do well, and basically they had more ideas on what they wanted to do next. Each song being Clint Eastwood, Tomorrow Comes Today, 192000, and Rock the House, with a lot more on the album, which didn't get music videos. Also, they were almost going to have a film, but it was going to be made by this cockhead right here.
Cheeky cunt with the lips in.
They also released Celebrity Takedown, which I actually do have on DVD. It's actually pretty good. In the DVD, you can actually go to their rooms and find stuff like animatics and music videos, but they've also got this thing known as Gorilla Bites. These are little shorts that are animated that basically are on the DVD. Each one of them are basically just little funny things. First one is about 2D planning to jump over Russell using a bike, with Del the Funky Soul New Rapper, that's his name, and Noodle basically betting on if he will do it or he will lose. The next one is all about basically Murdoch getting angry that 2D is trying to kill an eel. Yeah, it's Russell's you anyway. Third one is about them having toys, and 2D complains that his is just have a wobbly head. Hey!
My brother has one of those.
And basically, the third one is just them playing a game with Russell and Noodle acting it out. They have also released a book known as Rise of the Ogre, and also some other things. A second DVD called Sideboard of Haze, and another live concert thing, an award-winning documentary called and Reject False Icon was their newest. Then they released their next album, known as Demon Days. And this was their big one. A lot of the songs in this album, like Dirty Harry, El Mariana, and of course, their biggest song being Feel Good Inc. Feel Good Inc. was massive, and it was just one of their biggest songs. It's considered to be one of their greatest. Also, some of the other songs being Dea, which was one of the first songs I ever heard from the band. So yeah, they had a pretty successful year in 2005. Their book was released in basically, so yeah. They also technically released another album called D-Sides, kind of similar to G-Sides. And which basically just had demos and elements of songs. There was even one that was actually made into a music video. And basically, we would have to wait quite a while for another, like, gorillaz element. Get to that soon. But anyways. Their next album was released in 2010, known as Plastic Beach, and is Damon's and the Gorillaz' most critically acclaimed album. The album basically featured songs like Melancholy Hill, which was very popular. They also had songs like Empire Ants, Broken, and a lot of really good ones. I actually remember listening to this album when I was down in Spain. Very relaxing soundtrack. And basically it's in for story elements and a lot of stuff happened. But this is actually where basically there was a problem with the production of the thing. One of the music videos actually never got made due to budgetary problems, or maybe just due to the contract with another singer, so they made another music video featuring that singer. But the video was known as Rhinestone Eyes, and you can actually check it out on YouTube as a storyboard reel, as it's actually playing just now. But basically the album was critically acclaimed, and then basically they released another album to coincide with it, known as The Fall. This one received mixed reviews, kind of like how basically we had D-Sides and G-Sides releasing alongside the original albums. But this one was very mixed, and basically there was also disagreements between Hewlett and basically Damon on how the story should go. And basically a lot of stuff, so we wouldn't get another album until 2017. This was basically their last album for a while, and basically it did stick with a lot of people. And basically it's been played a lot of times at concerts. With 3 albums down, it was bargained that basically with the business side, they would probably, Damon and Hewlett's friendship would kind of split, but they did manage to come back together. Oh boy, here we go. 2017, we got a new Gorillaz album known as Humans. And I'm going to be honest with you, this album is a very mixed bag. First thing is that Jamie's designs have changed. I love Jamie's original designs, that's what got me into the band itself. But these design changes were very distracting from me. They kind of look more like anime characters. And the album was kind of criticized at the time for featuring too many collabs. Damon shall fix this with the next one. The next album that they released in 2018 was known as The Now Now, and this one is a little bit better than the last one. The first song, one of the songs that they have known as Humility, I think it's called that, is actually really, really catchy. I still can't get into the art style though. I'm not really a big fan of anime, as I've already discussed in videos, but I basically do like this song. I do also like some of the references in the music video, especially Jack Black being there for some reason. It is good to see 2D a little bit happy, but I just can't get into these designs as well as the original ones. But this album is actually pretty good. Even having collaborators with the next song that they did known as Trans. Okay, this didn't really go very well, but like it was actually really good animation and was really entertaining. Now we've made it to the newest album known as The Song Machine. I'm not going to show any footage of what the music video was like because this album was a very mixed bag. I know a lot of people do like the Gorillaz, but what I'm trying to say is with these newest albums is that there's a problem with the music. I think basically that the original albums that he's done like Hewlett, I think he feels them basically being outdated. So yeah, like this whole thing about this is that we are now in an age where like music is just now garbage. Like I genuinely hate music nowadays, and Damon shouldn't be like that with his songs. His songs are amazing. Like the Gorillaz album, Demon Days, and Plastic Beach are all masterpieces in my opinion. I especially like, but as if I was going to rank them, I would rank Demon Days first, Plastic Beach second. I did like that one a lot more. It's not my favorite, but the more I listen to it, it just kind of slowed down. And then we've got the original band at the back. It's not a bad. It's not. I'm not placing that at third because of that. I just basically think that the other ones excel it, and it's still is a really good album. What I'm trying to say is that this newest whole thing about the music, I feel it's very affected by like the modern media because he's trying to fit into that mold, and I don't really think he's going to change because like if he changed, it would be very drastic and he wouldn't really get popular. So yeah, like I feel like basically that's the biggest problem with the Gorillaz nowadays. But still, I do love their band and will love them for their old stuff. So yeah, and I'll see you on the next video. I'm not going to do that thing where basically I'm foreshadowing. Fucking foreshadowing.
I'll sing it 2 days in it. Hey, face ache!